For the fans. For the players. For the big plays. Firebirds Weekly. This week's guest is Trey Wortham.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Welcome to episode 3 of the second season of Firebirds Weekly. I'm your host, Adam Samarov, and I am joined by my co-host, Chris Sipperly, and we are presented by Dude Wipes, our new sponsor. Tonight's guest is one that we didn't get a chance to have on last season. We definitely wanted to, and we wanted to bring him back, bring him to the fans this week. And that is all the way from, are you in California, I heard? All the way from...
No, I mean, I'm originally from California, but I stay in Connecticut now, so I'm close.
Okay. Well, from Connecticut through California, tonight's guest is Trey Wortham. Trey, how are we doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're doing good here. So, we wanted to, talk to get to know you, to bring you to our Albany Firebird fans. So right away, how did you get involved in the game of football? Like, was it, family, that kind of thing? How did you get involved?
Yeah, I would say it was family. Like, I originally started when I was 7, but I ended up quitting because I was a lazy kid. I didn't like conditioning that much. But then I tried again the next year, and then it kind of just stuck with me, like just the camaraderie of it all, the coaches that I was able to learn from growing up, turned me into the man I am turned me into the man I am today. So, I mean, I'm very just grateful and in love with the sport, the process, and the people that you meet along the way.
So what made you go back? Quitting and then coming back. Like, was somebody push you to do that, or was that something you just went?
My mom was not forcing me to play, but she kind of forced me to play for sure. And she wanted me to play with the older kids. So I was 8 playing with 10, 11-year-olds. So I could say that helped me get tough skin early on at an early age.
So did what was your mom into sports herself, or was she just looking to kind of get her son kind of focused on something?
Yeah, I think she was just putting her focus into me, and because all the coaches used to probably tell her that, I have all the talent, just have to work hard. So I think if I didn't motivate myself, she wanted to be that one person that could push me towards all I could be.
When did when did you see? So you start when you're growing up, that kind of thing. Talk about playing in through like high school and that. I mean, you're in the state of California. That is a different ball of wax than it is here in New York, even or up here in New England. Just talk about playing in California and playing at a high school that has a little bit of NFL pedigree.
Yeah. I mean, growing up in California, that state has in my opinion, probably the best talent. You might say Florida or Georgia, but in my opinion, California. So just growing up playing against the best of the best, having coaches that experience that next level, and my head coach in high school was Reggie Camp. He played for the Browns. Myles Garrett had just broke his sack record freaking 2 years ago, and I still I'm mind blown by that because I just view him as Coach Camp, but to the world he's an all-time great. So just being able to learn from him, being able to get pushed every day, and then it also helped that I went to school with my older brother, so I always had something to chase. Always just trying to live up to. How it goes. I don't know if you guys have brothers, but just
I do. Yeah, I understand how
just
that
being
is,
the little brother, you always want to one up your big brother. You always want to strive to be better. So just having him and then having my coaches that I had just set me up for a great success.
So how many years older is he? Did you guys play?
He's 17
together?
months.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
okay.
perfect. Yeah. Then they were probably the different grade,
below.
one grade. Yeah.
Yeah, one grade. Yep.
So talk about the recruiting process again. Up here, you might get some D3 stuff, that kind of thing, but it's such a crowded pool. What was that like in terms of going through your high school? Obviously you're having success, and then it's like, hey, I think I can do this, as I go through, getting older.
Yeah.
Talk about that process and how that went for you to do the recruiting process.
I mean, growing up, I would say I always just played football because I loved it, and I know that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't necessarily sure how to get to the climax or to the mountaintop. I just always knew that I would get there one day. So out of high school, I didn't take my SAT or ACT where it's required to go to university. So I did 2 years at my local junior college, Delta Joaquin or San Joaquin Delta College. So I played 2 years there for a coach named Gary Barlow. And he was also in the NFL. I think he won a couple of rings with the Giants back in the day. So, but I played 2 years for him. And then he had his teammate in college was the DB coach at the University of Connecticut. And that's kind of how I got all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. So, I mean, my film was good, but I always think if they're good, they'll find you. So it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, from D3 to NAIA to D1. Like, if you're good enough, they'll find you. And that's kind of how I kept my mind focused and not on everyone else around me, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. It's one of those things where you control what you can control.
Yeah.
And like you said, put your best foot forward, do the right things, put some good film on tape, make yourself available, and kill the interview, for lack of a better phrase. When you do have that opportunity.
Exactly.
I do have a question. We were doing, research on you and looking up some of the stuff, and it says that you majored in urban and community studies.
Yeah,
what
urban
exactly?
Community studies.
So to me, that sounds like somebody that's like, an engineer or something like that. What was that? Just what is the idea of that? It just seems interesting.
Urban and community studies is more like social work or like social planning. Like, so it's like more city work than anything. So yeah, that was just something like you could build a network with and build relationships within your city or your hometown or anything. So that's kind of, and you get to like help kids. Like, if I were to be a social worker, like the kids are our future. So you always want to give them your knowledge and help them put their best foot forward and give them something that they may lack that you went through. So, because like experience is the best teacher. So that's what I try to do.
100%. I mean, I wish I could remember who was in here recently, but it was something about something very similar, and how important it was for a younger person to see what a professional athlete looks like.
Yeah,
and that is obtainable. Man, it was Kevin. It was Kevin too.
Yeah, actually. just a couple of weeks ago, we had Kevin, who's going to be one of the new Firebirds he's a Saratoga guy, he's local.
Yep.
But I think also too last year, I think when we had the lineman guys, I think we had Josh and those guys. I think he's like a teacher or something as well. So it's, those kind of things where you're working with teenagers, and they see you as a professional athlete, and it's like, wow, like that's a guy I want to follow, and do you lead by that example. So that's very
exactly
cool. So when you get this, we kind of go through and you do well at the Delta, the junior college. You have that connection between your coach and the coach at UCONN and that, talk about that process. Like, hey, I got to go, if I want to do this, I got to go across the country, like literally 3,000 miles. Like what was that process in terms of making that decision and saying, yes, that is, I think I will survive. I will be surviving here. I can do this.
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of play like the little trick on me, because they were my first offer. And then like I want to say like a couple weeks later, I had my official visit. So I had my official visit. I was talking to a couple other schools, but like when you go on your official visit, they hit you with like, hey, if you like it now, I think you should commit, because we have another official visits for the following weeks. And if like they decide to commit and you don't commit, now your scholarship's lost. So. And so they play that.
There's the beauty of Division I football.
but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Road speeds. I love my school. I love Connecticut. But but as far as the distance, I didn't really like. Yeah, I left my family behind, but like football has always been something that I hold very dear to my heart. So I would go anywhere to play the sport.
The truth of it is, you get to a certain point where regardless if you're 3 states away or 10 states away, you're still not home. So
Yeah,
it's still, there's an airplane to get on if need be. I
exactly.
mean, once you get past, the driving range, the distance that's reasonable for driving, and then after that, it's like it's just another state.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just another
I guess
city.
so.
You know,
So you play for 2 years at UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Start 22 of your 25 games. Um, you know, s- uh,
Decent.
I could run through the stats. Obviously,
Nah,
75
yeah,
tackles, 6 interceptions, da 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 da.
yeah.
All these things. Obviously, becoming a big part of the UConn defense in the uh, what are they? The
No, we're
independent. They're
independent.
independent. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're independent. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. And then in 2022, you end up playing for Coach Jim Mora Jr., the one that
Yes,
didn't say
sir.
playoffs.
Yeah,
That's the
nah, yeah,
father.
nah, yeah.
And then you guys go 6-6, and you end up playing in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. What was
hmm
the bowl? What was that bowl experience like for you?
I loved every second of that year because the previous year we had went. I want to say we went 1-11.
ouch.
Ouch.
So
Yeah. Ouch.
yeah, so we went 1-11 that previous year. So I mean, just to have Jim, our coach Moore, in the building with us, and he just gives all his guys energies. He'll have you ready to run through a brick wall, and he's a big defensive guy, so he was always in our meetings giving us tips and cues and little hints like to help us perform at a high level. So just playing for him and my DB coach, Coach Hill, like they always brought the energy, they always brought the juice, and they always like they taught me a saying that I kind of keep to this day is just like set the standard and raise the standard. So like last week will never be good enough for this week, and whatever you do this week won't be good enough for next week. So it's just you always have to set the standard and raise the standard, and that's kind of what I carried throughout this season with the Firebirds as well. Even though it's like
So
off
what
topic, but yeah.
what was the biggest change from a win season to a 6-win season? I know you said that Coach Mora came in and really kind of got the focus where it needed to be.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the coaches obviously played a big part, but I think the players were believed what he was saying. So, like, they weren't just like, oh, here we go again. Like, they
Mm,
actually, when he talked, we listened. So he
sure.
had the the respect, the attention,
Hmm.
and the proof was in the pudding. So, like, it wasn't like we are going out there and like you could just tell the vibe was different. Like, even if we
Hmm.
lost, like it was more so what we were doing other than the team being better than us. So I just feel like a lot more attention to detail and just emphasizing all three phases of the game, special teams, defense, and offense. Just how they're all correlated, how they're all connected, and how you're gonna have to lean. Like it might be a game where offense does good and the defense is kind of struggling, and it might be a game where the
Hmm.
defense is doing good and the offense is struggling. You just always have to have your brothers
Sure.
back and just built that brotherhood. So I say that he just built that brotherhood within us.
I had to look it up. You guys are 5-2 this year.
Yeah, that better.
And the boys beat my Syracuse Orange in overtime. So all
No,
right.
they lost, but they should have won.
Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They lost. I'm looking at it from their perspective. Yeah.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
they
So
were up like
Syracuse.
yeah,
Gotcha.
they were up 17-6 with 10 minutes left in the fourth. Yeah, you had to win that game, but I know they got chewed out, and they bounced back.
So once you graduate from UConn, are you thinking, like every other athlete, like, hey, I want to go to the next step?
Oh, yeah,
What was that for you? Was it football for you, or was it going to be like, hey, like I've got my degree?
no,
What was your next step when you graduated and left the University of Connecticut?
it was always football. It was always like I said, because once you're done playing football, you can't go to the park and be like, hey, you guys trying to play football? Like
Right.
that doesn't really happen. So once you're done with it, you're done. So I want to play as long as I can. And yeah, but yeah. So my mind state was always on just to focus on the pro day, and then because I went to the Hula Bowl, like a little All-Star game. So I had the Hula Bowl, and then after the Hula Bowl, it was just focus on the pro day, and then after the pro day, it was just leave it up in God's hands, and whatever happens, happens. And I really just wanted an opportunity, and that's all you can really ask for in this sport. because only like they always tell you the numbers like only 3% of high school students go to college, only 1% of the college students go to. And like I like growing up, I never really believed it until you're on the outside looking in. Then you're like, dang, it's really that
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah.
So,
But
so talk about your pro day, like how that went, and just if you got any kind of interesting stories or whatever about that, getting ready for that, and showing the scouts what you could do.
I mean, yeah, the pro day was cool. I mean, I didn't perform the best I could have, and that I know I should have, but that comes with the territory. But the experience itself was really cool. So we had 6 seniors, I believe. So it was all the six of the guys, and then you just have your teammates and the scouts, just everyone watching you. So it's a cool moment. But you try like it's more a cool moment after the fact because when you're in it, you're kind of just like solely focused on performing and doing good and hopefully my arm's in the right place and like you're just thinking a lot. So,
So
but
what would you give for advice to somebody that's looking to do a pro day? Like what was your takeaway? One thing that you wish you could have done differently?
hey, I would say run fast. That because I feel like that's the thing
Yeah.
scouts look
Yeah.
for because they could teach all these other little things, but
Yeah.
like they can't teach you speed.
Yeah.
So if you can run super fast, that's one thing I would say
Well,
because I mean like this.
you see that you watch the NFL Combine, which is crack for junkies, but you see guy and it's like, oh, this guy could run a 4.35 and then he runs a 4.45 and oh, wait, wait a minute.
Yeah,
So it's even to, I mean, it's literally to 0.1 of seconds
yeah,
in
exactly.
that
So
situation.
yeah, it is crazy how much they value it, but it's something that you honestly just can't teach. It's God given. So, like they could teach you a little technique and how to kick step, how to peer step, all that. But if you getting ran by, they can't do nothing about that really, or that so they think.
So
But
so
yeah,
so 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 talk about waiting and trying to figure out what was going to happen after you had this pro day and you did perform to the best of your ability, and then now it's a wait. Talk about
yeah.
that
So
waiting.
yeah, so after the pro day, I was disappointed in myself to say the least. But you can't soak for too long. So I went back home. I started training again, and then you just wait for the draft. I mean, I didn't think I would get drafted. I was just hoping to get an invite or be a unsigned guy. So
Hmm.
the first 2 days went by. I have an agent at the time, so first 2 days go by. He's like, check your phone. Keep looking at your phone. Keep looking at your phone. The third day goes by. All the rounds go by. And then where I was at the movies with my family and my girlfriend, and then I got a text from my agent. He was like the Bears want to invite you to their rookie mini camp. So that was I just started thinking about it just because even though that experience, because the rookie mini camp it's only 3 days,
Hmm.
and but just to be able to participate in it, be in the locker room, be in the meetings, be able to practice with these guys and know within yourself that you can compete, like that's just the biggest thing I took away from it.
Sure.
Just knowing that you can compete, like, because obviously, like, it's not political, but it's like I say this now as someone who's been through this experience. Like, it's if you're not that top 1% person, it's all about who you know. So, like while you're in college, while you're in high school, I'll just say make all the connections that you can because it's that one person who's at a
Yeah.
D3 could
Hmm.
be end up in the NFL the next day being an elite scout or something. So you just never know in the football world.
I'm
So
glad that you said that because I think that's very important for younger people to understand. Is you never know when people are going to end up back in your life. So
mhm.
everything that you do, good or bad, is an interview. If you want to understand it or believe it, it's wildly important. Obviously, you can't be taken advantage of. Obviously, but it is very important to make sure that you made a good impression on people because you never know when people are going to end up back in your life. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many times this happened for me.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of the kids that get an opportunity for Coach Ware, like are
Yeah.
from like an all-star game or something that he coaches. So
Mhm.
like you never know. It's a really small world.
He talks about going down to Florida in January, which I think all of us want to be in Florida in January.
Yeah. So I actually talk about that for a minute. So what made Connecticut remain home for you once you graduated?
Um, just my girlfriend. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, it was just wifey. I decided this is my person. This is my other half. So I just,
Yep.
you know, she has a lot of family out here, and
Mhm.
they do a lot of things together. And my family isn't as big as her, so I feel like, and she's also a teacher out here, so she already has her career set forth.
Sure.
So I didn't want to make her move all the way across the country for little old me. So
What does she teach?
she's an English teacher, high school English teacher.
Hey, that's what I was going to school for.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. So so you go through this process, you go through the mini camp, things happen that way.
Mhm.
Talk about your introduction to the arena game. Like, how did you kind of find this opportunity? How did that come to you?
Um, so at this point, I had been out, like I hadn't played for a season, so I was kind of just looking for an opportunity to play again. Like because after college, yeah, so it was the Ricky Mini Camp, and then so that after that, it was kind of just a waiting game to try to, get a call back up or UFL something along those lines. And then, so when nothing came that way, that's when I started looking into the other leagues like the Elf League and the Arena League. So, but just basically one day, my guy Ben, he reached out to me. Shout out the program. He reached out to me and was like, "Are you still interested in playing or whatnot?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." He was like, "Cause he's like a arena scout, so he kind of points people, gets people in the right
Mhm.
rooms, and points you the right direction." And I guess him and Coach Ware are cool. So I sent Ben my tape. He showed Coach Ware, and then Coach Ware liked what he saw, and then invited me to training camp.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I got introduced into the whole arena world.
Now I'm gonna admit I'm gonna be a little bit of a fanboy for a minute. Um,
Oh boy.
you stood out to me. I was able to go to that open practice, and I remember leaving that feeling pretty good about your chances making the team. You had a really actually. How do you feel you did this year in year one at Albany?
Um, I I mean, I feel like at Jack I did cool. I think I liked how I played at Jack, but as
Yeah.
far as DB, I feel like I could do way better in terms of just studying, knowing tendencies, and I feel like that would just make me to allow me to think less and then just play faster. So, I mean, in terms of that, so I feel like I could grow in that area. But I mean, I think I did okay. I mean, we won, and that's the first and most important thing that we won it all. So, I
100%.
mean,
How so you talk about your time as a jack linebacker. That's obviously something that's only in the indoor game that we have.
yeah.
What was it like trying to learn that position, being something that you never played before when playing in the outdoor game?
Um, I mean, it's really just the jack position is you're restricted, but you're still also free at the same time. So it's
Mhm.
really not too much thinking. You're running side to side. You're running downhill. So it's kind of allowed me to play free and allowed you to like know that you have to help your brothers behind you instead of
Mhm.
being on that island. Having to guard the high motion. So I mean, the jack just allows you to play a bit more free, but in terms of being physical, like I was the boundary corner in college, so I always had to take on pulling guards and all the tackles. So I was already used to banging with the big guys.
I was like, there's nothing scary to watch a 300-pound guy coming down the line and trying to find one of those little corners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it doesn't really end too well for them. Actually, I have a sorry Zacher, but during training camp, I pancake
Sorry,
Zacher.
Zachary.
I pancake Zacher in training camp.
Oh,
All right,
oh,
I'm writing that down for our next interview with
yep.
him.
As
You
soon as we
had
get,
to.
Zach again, or Josh again, we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about.
you gotta get Zacher. I pancaked.
Well, that kind of goes along with actually a question that I also had too. What was one of your what's your favorite memory from this year? But you can't say the championship game because that's
Okay,
obvious. What's a favorite memory from this season for you here in Albany from 2025?
Okay, my favorite, I would probably say, I want to say that first
Yeah,
Salina game.
yeah, it's pretty great.
So it was kind of cool spectating because, like, yeah, our offense has always been like a top scoring offense, but it was cool just to watch them like make plays. Like they were making play after play after play, and it's like, oh, okay, now it's on us. And then what really stands out is when we got the momentum and we're starting to get stops, like the third downs. Like I don't know how many people were in the arena, but it was super loud. Like it was super loud. So that'd probably be one of my favorite moments, like the third downs when the crowd gets into it and everyone gets to screaming.
So
And
that's actually a good segue.
It's a great segue.
Talk about the flock support a little bit. What that meant to you as a true rookie coming into
New city,
yeah.
new team, everything.
I don't know where I'd be without the flock support. You know, the flock support, they make it a home away from home. They are people that you can lean on. They're people you can depend on. And like a lot of people aren't like don't have cars out there. So like
Mm.
what they do and the support they bring to us, like that helps us out tremendously. And like you were able to build a relationship outside of football. And like that could be networking too. Like you never know what one of our flock people do outside of just being like they're not just flock
Mm.
support. Like they have lives outside of that.
That's
So
right. Yep.
you know, you just never know what they do. And but yeah, I love them. They made the transition so smooth. Like I can't say enough about them.
So I would
They're great.
imagine, given the opportunity, obviously, it's a year to year thing in terms of signing. I feel like that wasn't much of a decision for you to come back this year. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, no, it wasn't much of a
Yeah.
decision. Like
Yep.
it's close to Connecticut. Coach Ware and the coaching like Coach Hobbs, Coach Cisse, Coach Gabe, all
Mhm.
the coaches, they
Mhm.
give you the best chance to continue your dream. And that's one thing that I appreciate about them. Like they don't want you to stay in arena, although
Mhm.
like they would welcome you, but they always want to upgrade you and want you to improve and up your stock. So this is basically just like another JUCO for me.
Sure.
Like
No, no, I think that's a good way to look at it. And like what makes this program different in your opinion? Maybe you can't answer that because you haven't been in a different or another program. But what makes this program attractive to other leagues?
I'll just say, I mean, the resume speaks for themselves. They always are in the game or
Mm.
just having winning records. So,
Mm.
but I think the thing that separates us is our practices. Like we practice 100%, no matter if you're banged up or not. It's going to be 100%. They're smart about it, but we're gonna get work out of it. And then I would say meeting time too. Like
Yeah.
it's really the structure around it. It doesn't really give you too much time to
Hmm.
mess around and free roam. Like we have morning meetings, and after meetings we have practice, and after practice we have more meetings, then we have
Hmm.
lunch,
Yep.
and then we might have a lift after, and then we have dinner. So it's like you don't really have too much downtime, and you don't have like time to get yourself in trouble. So it kind of just like makes you
Yeah.
focus on the
Sure.
game plan.
It almost seems like you see these like different things about like Division 1 athletes, and it's like a job. I mean, obviously for you guys are professionals, so obviously it is a job. But like you see those things, and it's like they're up at 7 in the morning, and they don't go to bed till 9, 10 at night, and it's
Yeah,
all football all the time. And it's like, yeah, that's how he treats the training camp stuff too, like with
yeah.
you
I
guys.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That is how he treats it. I mean, yeah, I remember one practice training camp. I think we had it might have been a scrimmage. We had like a 6 a.m. scrimmage, so we had to be up like at 5:30. So yeah, I think he does those little things just to see who really wants it and who's really committed because
Yeah.
he wants the best of the best and he wants to know that he can trust you in those critical moments.
so we wanted to, so obviously I wanted your memories to be not of the championship, but I want to go back to the championship. How was it being on SportsCenter top 10 for your interception? You're playing the
um,
championship game.
I mean, it was cool. I mean,
Was
I
that
liked
like
it.
were you getting? Was your phone blown up?
Yeah, especially when I like allowed them to tag me in or whatever. So
That's
yeah, I mean,
awesome.
my phone was blowing up, but
Yep.
not to brag. I've been on
Oh,
there
this is the
before though,
place to
so
brag. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah,
You can
because
brag here.
I've been on there before.
So
I've had
He's
crazy
about
picks,
to-
so I mean
so
it's just regular, I guess. I'm just fine.
so were you running? So were you running from end zone to end zone, thinking to yourself, "Yeah, now I finally ran that fast 40 time."
No, I had great blockers. I feel like
No,
my
I
legs
know.
were
Yeah, I'm only
dead.
joking.
I feel like my legs were dead. But no, yeah, exactly. I hope
Uh,
they got to see the getaway speed and show.
No,
I hope I got to show that I can score and I can not get caught with the ball.
Well, that's big. I mean, I think again, we follow the AF1.
Yeah.
We covered it from front to back last year, and I feel like big players, great players make big plays in big games,
Yes, sir.
and I think based on how that game was played, based on all the good things that came from it, that's just another mark for Albany in terms of how I don't want to say legitimate because that's downplaying. I can't think of a better word, but
Mhm.
yeah, like it's something that that highlight, goes out to guys that people that don't know Arena League, they don't know
Yeah.
Albany. What is that? And then they see that kind of play, and it's like, oh, this looks interesting. Like that's
Yeah.
even just for the casual sports fan that might not even notice. Take and see. Oh wow, Albany. This is kind of interesting looking.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. Like, cause I know a lot of people like look at arena ball as like just the lower tier, but I'll just say,
not around here.
Mm-mm.
hey, yeah, exactly. For one, Albany, they treat you like a
Yep.
superstar. Like you won't think that it's arena ball the way they treat you. They treat you great. But this arena is just a great outlet. Like if you really love football the way you think you love football, this is nothing. Like it's not like I don't get the disconnect with people not wanting to play arena. I just don't. Even though the walls are terrifying. Walls are terrifying.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I thought you
but
were a boundary corner, Trey.
no, I mean, yeah, I mean but still. Yeah, but the walls are terrifying. That's one thing I would say. But other than
uh,
that, I love it.
Got a lot of welcome backs as well from the people watching on Facebook
Oh,
and the different things.
thank you.
Definitely. So what are you looking most forward to, coming up here in 2026? Obviously it's October now, end of
Yeah.
October, and you're going to blink and it'll be March, and we're going to be getting into another, hopefully, championship winning season. What are you looking most forward to in 2026?
I'll just say I'm looking forward to getting better first and foremost, but I'm looking forward to, you know, meeting back up with the old guys that whoever they re-signed, and then also meeting the new guys. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to take the next step as a leader because I've never really been a leader type, but I haven't lost an arena, and I kind of like that. So I kind of don't want to lose that. I want to be undefeated as long as I play arena. So I think I want to be more intense, more of a leader, and be able to get the best out of whoever they bring in.
No, that's exciting for you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
growth mindset, right? Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
not growing, then what are
How
you
you
doing?
doing? Yeah.
It's one of those things where if you're not, here's another play on words, I guess. But if you're not going forwards, you're moving backwards. And
Exactly.
It
it's
sounds very Josh Allen to me.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I got to be honest. I've completely disconnected myself from that team over the last 2 weeks. It's been very, very hard to. Honestly, it feels like I know this isn't a Buffalo Bills show, but it feels like we were back to bad habits that we had 5 years ago as a team. It's just lack of discipline and lack of execution. It's just maddening. But anyway,
we could turn into that for a second. What's your favorite NFL team? You can't say the Bears because you played for them for like 3
Yeah,
days.
nah, I like the I like the Saints growing up, but I don't.
You're not
They
like a big into the teams now, but yeah.
they hurt my soul, the Saints, in those playoff runs. So I kind of just a casual watcher. I watch the NFL Red Zone. I just like watching football now.
so do you remember them winning it in 09, 08, whatever it was?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. 09. Yep, that was it was a great time to be alive.
That was a wonderful game.
It
That
was.
onside kick coming
I
into
was like
halftime.
halftime. That was
Yeah.
smart. It takes
Yep.
a lot of guts, I'd say, to pull off a move like that. But
Yeah,
they did it.
it's too bad they
Yes.
got rid of that rule. Like I
Yeah,
don't
I
like.
know.
I mean, I know it's in the name of player safety, but only being able to do it in the fourth quarter.
Fourth
And
quarter
you
when
have
you're
to and you have to
trailing.
say that you're going to do it
Yeah.
too, which
Yeah,
kind of
exactly. So it's like
stupid.
it's no surprise element. So yeah, it does kind of take the fun out of it. But
Stephanie mentions the adopted player bags. Those will be back, I'm sure.
That's why he's back.
A very happy Trey Wortham.
Oh man, we really thank you for your generous amount of time
Absolutely.
you gave us this evening. I feel like we can go for a little bit longer, but
We'll
again,
give him
thank
his
you.
time back.
Yeah, 100%. So
Nah, I appreciate you guys for having me, man. I love the show. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Albany, Flock Nation. We'll be back to run it back another year, and hopefully get another championship with these new teams at it as well.
Excellent. Trey Wortham, thank you, man, for everything. We'll talk later. Definitely, we'll have you on this. We'll have you on after a game, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And this is, we will see you next week with another guest. I'm not sure which one yet, but we'll see you next week with another guest. And that's it for our show tonight. So thank you for watching.
thanks, guys.
All right.